Don't look at me like that, female lioness. Morning, everybody, and welcome to a very, very exciting start. See, I'm tongue-twisted already because it's so exciting. And I can stand here because they're all interested. We're here on open area near camp, and we've got a pride lion stalking, and I don't even know who they are yet because there's a lioness here that I've never seen before. She's got absolutely no tail, and I know that some of you ladies out there in Cyberland and the rest of the world, you might know who she is and who this pride is. Somehow maybe, no, I don't know who it is. My name is Mark. Becky's on camera with me, and Craig is in final control. And this is Wild Earth Safari, starting off fantastically this morning. I was getting excited. There were so many lion tracks and leopard tracks just coming out of camp that I thought we might have a lovely morning. They're stalking something. There's wildebeest up ahead, and I'm sure they're going to be going for these wildebeest. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd say there are at least 5 cats here. First, when I saw the tracks, I thought maybe it's the Styx females that have come back. Oops, sorry, Becky. I thought maybe it was the Styx ladies that we saw yesterday that have come back south from their buffalo kill. These lions are going for it. There's one that's running off to the left. One of the lionesses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This lioness in front of us with no tail looks like a boxer. Oh, there's zebra. They startled a herd of zebra and the wildebeest. Way up ahead. Come on, girl. See what they're doing. These two at the back here are probably waiting to see if the others are gonna be able to chase these animals this way. I wish I could be up front with those lionesses that have chased after the wildebeest and the zebra. They're much further ahead. Pandemonium breaking out further up ahead. BB has no tail. Somehow Tsalala came to mind. Pam saying this is Tsalala, with this lady with the feet, lioness without the tail. One missing. One's gone off somewhere. This one's stalking. She's stalking her sister. That one just in front of us. She's gonna pounce on the tailless female BB. Flat on the ground, as flat as a lioness can get. Well, I guess she's got to burn off a little bit of energy somehow. Meanwhile, she's being stalked from. That must be Mom, just by the way those two lionesses behave. Those two young females. A little bit of energy to burn, having chased the wildebeest and lion away. Wildebeest and lion. Wildebeest and zebra. How beautiful these cats are. They're in such magnificent condition. Let's get closer to them. If they'd done that properly, that would have almost been an assured kill there. 5 lionesses, wildebeest and zebra, they could have done that much better. So I'm thinking maybe it was just a half-hearted attempt. Pardon? Hey! What are you doing? I don't know what that was about. Stalking her. You. sitting up there in the camera seat. So on Weir's access. Okay, copy. It has to be behind the tree. Hey! Behave yourself, girl. I know you want to play, but we're not playful this morning. Oops. The lion behave a little differently to our sticks and kahumas. Twice now, shown a little bit too much interest in the vehicle. Watch. There's a game on the side too. In fact, the two lionesses, the two youngsters that have been watching us a little too closely. Sister hasn't seen her yet. Okay, he's down up towards Philemon's Dip. There was also elephant here last night. So here in this open area, we had elephant. In fact, they came to the house when we were cooking dinner. Here are their tracks. A bunch of bulls. They came to the house looking for me because they wondered where I was yesterday. And leopard tracks, two going the other way. Something else up ahead. I can see the interest just in the position of those ears of these cats. And the way they lift their head, they're looking down below the bottom towards Philemon's Dip. Wildebeest down the bottom. All those wildebeest and zebra running down towards Philemon's Dip.
Good morning.
Okay, let's catch up with them. Okay, These Ngala are mobile. They're heading down towards Philemon's Dip at the moment after some mangwa. Five mafaz. Learn that we've got to keep an eye on in the back of us for this slot. Although I can see all five of them up ahead of us. These wildebeest and zebra now have gone into thicker bush. It's probably a little bit easier now for the cats to stalk them if they did it properly. But some adult females like this can be a little bit impatient. Unusual for cats to be impatient, but youngsters sometimes are, and in the process they make themselves visible before a strike is possible and they give themselves away. So is it 4 young females and the one old lady, the tailless wonder. Not skinny cats, that's for sure. Morning. Hello. How are you? Good. Hi. Something deep in that grass. Oops. That she's been trying to get at. And they're playing again, we need to move up again. This first time I've ever seen this Tsalala pride.
This side?
Yeah. First time I've ever seen them, period. Lioness up a marula tree. I don't know, we'll see what. Keep an eye on. She's maybe preoccupied. That apple leaf, Beck. She's out of the tree. I've leaned on that tree before. I want to try and get a little bit further. This old girl has got a... I want to try to... Here's this old girl with a no tail, BB. Gosh, she's huge. Got a Roman nose too. I just want to see that other lioness up the tree. Hello, pretty girl. Alright, let's have to go around here. Morning, Peggy. Wanting to know if it got my heart going when I shouted hey at the lioness. Yes, got my heart going twice this morning. Twice we had one of these youngsters almost stalking Becky on the back. I was just taking an interest in the vehicle. So yes, did get my heart going a little bit. And just to let you know, there's stream problems on not this end. We can't do anything here. Everything on this end is great. Not much we can do. Okay, let's get a little closer again. I just wanted to at least get a shot of that lioness in that marula tree. And before she comes out of the tree, which she's about to do now. And I'm going to have to keep an eye on these others while we're looking at her in the tree. Welcome to Wild Earth Safari. Beautiful sunrise, golden light. Gonna be shining on golden cats. Was that? Oh, you mean? Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Look at that, beautiful shot. And the light is just going to be getting better. She's not going to pretend that she meant to do that. Got a bit of a gash on the back of her leg. Obviously not hindering her much. Sorry, had to giggle. The reaction of all the guests in the vehicles, they also were quite amazed. Not as graceful as a leopard in a tree. So that was just so funny. She tried to hold on instead of jumping, trying to get her balance, and then of course the bark kept coming off because it's a dead branch of the marula tree. California. Morning to you. How old are these cats and what pride is this? As far as I know, this is the Tsalala pride. This old lady that we were watching now, she's an old girl. She's probably 6 or even 8 years old, or maybe more, the one with no tail. These other 4 are youngsters. Or there might actually be, maybe there are 3 youngsters and 1 other lioness. But I don't know this pride. It's the first time I'm ever seeing them. I'm seeing them. First time they've ever come this far north. That I know of, at any rate. As far as I know. I'd say these females are probably about 2.5, 3. Maybe Pam or Karen or maybe one of the ladies out there can give me a bit of history, brief history, as in where they mostly hang out and supposed ages of these youngsters. Makeup of this Tsalala pride. Let's go a little further down. They're all watching Becky. They don't even look at me. I'm a little jealous. Although maybe I should be a little relieved because I'm not going to be breakfast. I wanted to try and get to the spot here that maybe we'll be able to see all of them. No, it's only the 3. Can't see the old lady at the back. I'd say that these are probably the healthiest lion that I've seen ever since I've been in this part of this RB Sand in the last 2.5 years. Best looking pride I've seen. Strong, healthy. And good looking. All got the same expression. Ears straight up and forward. Interest. Now, see, a lot of things go hand in hand. In that 3, 4, 5, they're all here. I'm just gonna have to move again to get these other people to get a view, because I'm blocking the view completely. One of the reasons why tenureship of a territory, whether it's one male or a coalition of males, only lasts for a very short period of time. Oh gosh. And one of the reasons why males have such a short tenureship, because if a male has, or males have reached this point where they have taken over pride and they're starting to produce their own cubs, within 3 years or more, there's a likelihood that they can start mating with their own offspring. And so they eventually lose the territory, they lose the pride to incoming males who will take over and then bring in a new genetic pool, gene pool, new gene stock. Now sometimes it does happen that there's inbreeding, and sometimes it can be that a lion does mate with one of his female offspring. And that's one of the reasons why incoming males will kill any cubs a year old or less. Just to not only produce their own offspring, but also to ensure that any inbred offspring rather, are eliminated. Let's see if we can go ahead of them. The wildebeest and the zebra are still somewhere in this block, and it could be that they're just slowly making their way closer to them again. So let's just try and keep up with the rest of the crew. No, this is the Tsalala pride. Never seen them here before. Morning all. Yeah. They're beautiful. They're stunning. The old lady's got no tail. I don't know if you.
We've seen her long time ago.
Okay.
Sweet, that's lovely. Thank you.
They all seem to be settling down a little bit. Probably settling down for the day. I wonder if we're going to be able to squeeze through this little gap. Doubt it. No. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. We need more of an angle to get through here. Now, just one or two, three heads above the grasses up ahead of us, and and see what they do. Thank you, Jane, sending info on the pride. Thank you very much for that. Sandy wants to know if this is the whole pride or if they left some behind. I don't know, Sandy. Maybe some Pam, Jane can tell me. I don't know this pride, so I don't know how many there are or supposed to be. Unfortunately, could be all of them. I don't know. Maybe we'll get an answer from someone. But unfortunately, I don't know. Tight in here. Holes in the ground. Oh, look. Right where my finger is. An egg case from the garden orb spider. It has this round bowl, but at the top of it is always flat. And let me see if I can do it this way. It looks like it might be parasitized already. And that flat bit opens up as a lid, almost. All the little spiderlings to get out, and the strands that exist here become the framework for their not little, but the massive silk that they spin around it, because they'll stay in this little area for a while, molt once or twice before they all fly off to make their own webs. Just a little bit higher up in this little bush there's another spider web. And that's a tropical tent spider. She's still alive, but she's run off to the side because I was touching the tree. Run away. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. Garden orb, not the golden orb. We'll still look for golden orb egg cases now that the leaves are starting to fall. They might be a little bit exposed. Now getting back to Christine's question, I think it was Christine, about the females staying with the pride. Well, it doesn't always happen. Sometimes the pride gets a little bit too large and then you have it a case of the pride splitting up. Morning, Bash. Wants an idea of how big these lions are. Well, she's the biggest, this old girl that we're sitting and watching now. She's huge. Her neck is probably... Just trying to think of something to compare it with. I mean, this is bigger than a St. Bernard. Soliciting some grooming. I think this is the one that was in the tree at first, the marula tree. There are two spots on her neck, almost like big fang marks. Those are the two most noticeable markings of her. Coming up to this old female, most likely mom, soliciting some grooming and some attention. And the older female just mumbling no in defiance. Not interested right now. Put this big female at probably around 150 kilograms. She's huge. About 3 times the size of Karula. Even bigger. And sadly, they're all sort of in shade. Not that the sun would be warm for them, maybe just happened that they're lying where they are. It would have been nice to see them in this morning light. A little bit more of them in this morning light. But it looks like they're now starting to settle down for the day. These youngsters would all take their cue from this old lady, and as long as she's put her head down, they're not going to go very far. I only see 3 youngsters here. There's one missing. So, not getting any attention, she's giving the old lady attention, hoping that maybe that'll get something in return. You see those 2 spots on her neck. I don't know whether those would be scars or just markings from dirt. Could be a bite mark from a long time ago that got a little bit septic. Raisa was saying, Raisa was saying, I see all four of these youngsters are down there now, that this old girl was born in 1998, which makes her a little bit older than I thought, obviously. Puts her at about 13, and she's evidently grandmother to these four youngsters who were born in March 2009, which puts them just over 2 years old. I would have thought they're a little older, but they are quite immature in their behavior. Thanks for everybody sending in info on this pride. Also, there was talk that there were 3 females with their 4 youngsters, but mostly, evidently, only this old girl seen with these 4. Thanks, Pam. Evidently, this pride was seen here a few years ago. Must have been before my time. And there are 2 more lionesses who evidently both have litters of cubs fathered by Machinga lions down on Londolozi, which will account for the fact that she is with these sub-adults away from the other 2 with their new cubs. Will no doubt join up again when those cubs get a little bit older. That'll be a formidable pride to see. Malva Ann, the name of the pride, Tsalala, Tsalala. 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 Chris asking, when we encounter a new pride, am I concerned about our safety? Generally not, Chris, because all the lion and the Sabi Sand are all exposed to game drive vehicles, and well, they all pretty much behave the same way. The one thing is that the vehicle that we use does look different to the game drive vehicles, in that we have one person without a seat back. The way the vehicle looks with the camera, it just has a different profile. And then, of course, you can see more of the person sitting on the back than you can on a game drive vehicle. But yes, there's some aspects to it that makes one a little bit more alert, aware. Just like this morning, took it for granted that these cats would behave like all other cats until we had 2 incidents where one of these young females was almost stalking us. But not in aggression, more in a playful manner. More lion. More lion up on Torchwood. Ephraim coming? Yeah, which Ngala have you got? Okay, copied. He doesn't know the name of those lions. a group of 5 unknown young males or something. I'll find out more about that later. But wow. Sticks yesterday. Tsalala here, another pride to the east. Suddenly there's lion. You know. I'm interested to go home and find out. This morning when I woke up there was something, I was in my bathroom, there was something just on the other side of the bathroom almost. Could hear it was large, it was breathing heavily. I wonder if they didn't just pop into camp. Must have a look around for lion tracks. It looks like sadly they're settling down for the day. Even in this cool temperature. Where the sun's not going to be very hot until about 10 o'clock at least. This goes to show the cats need to catch them very early to get any action out of them. And I'm glad we did. So I'm thinking maybe we ought to move on. Cats are all curled up. See if we can find out where those elephants went to. Bye girls. Sorry to leave you, but if you're all going to sleep, I guess it's the best. Go and sleep in peace. Station's leaving the lock of 5 on Gala. Lola finds here, I'll leave a branch in the road. They're about 100 meters east of Philemon's Dip. Okay, copy. How many Gala you got? Thanks, Ephraim. 1 female, 2 males with a third male on Torchwood, actually on Cheetah Cut line at the moment. What's the average size of the lioness lion and what would be considered huge. Hello, Chris. In pounds. I have to do some conversions quickly. Well, the biggest recorded lion was here in South Africa at I think something like 330 kilograms. That was in all I want to see is a little white flesh, a white tip of at least one of those three tails. Can't see anything cat-wise. Deborah, the lion anywhere near where Karula would take the cubs? Well, yes, kind of. In fact, last night there are tracks of Karula and the cubs. Well, Karula at least. Look at this, lion tracks here too. This is a male. Must be that. Gee, maybe this is the Styx male. Confusing because there are cat tracks everywhere. This could be the Styx coming back from Buffalo's or Cutline when they had their buffalo kill yesterday. On the road going into the lodge, the leopard tracks crisscross the lion tracks. In any lion's territory, you're going to find several leopards. So it's not a case. It's a case of these animals, since the beginning of time, have been living and moving within each other's territories. So it's not going to be something new. Karula has managed to raise the first two litters with the likes of Mapokos and Machingilans and Kahumas and Styx. So good chance you can keep the cubs safe. More lion tracks. Every road there are lion tracks going in directions that are impossible. I mean, this is lion tracks going west, south now. We're going north on Gari Cutline. There are lion tracks going south. There are lion tracks on Central Road. Interesting. We're going to take Buffalo's or Cutline all the way up to Cheetah Cutline. Only so that we can go and see these males. I want to see what they look like. Well, not only that, but I'd like to get to see those lion. It will be the third group of lion we see in about a 24-hour period. It will be a very interesting experience. Long time since I've seen so many lion tracks. Been So confused as to where they've gone. Yeah, now we've got tracks going north. One extreme to another, and go for weeks without having lion on our traversing area, and suddenly there are 3 different prides. Lion was running here. Also lion calling all night. I did hear lion when I woke up a few times, but it was distant. Sorry, dove. No, little dove. Thank you. Finally gets the message that I'm not only arriving and stopping, but I'm carrying on. So, I wonder who this lion is now, walking north. Slow down to a walk, not running, not running again. Trotting. See, when a lion is trotting, when a lion walks slowly, quite amazing. Hopefully we'll get to see that now, because evidently these lion up on the cut line are walking. When they walk and the foot goes down on the side, and then they roll onto their foot. And what that helps with is silent stalking and silent walking. Now, crossing lion tracks, going west. I wonder if this is Majinga lions. These are males. One there, one there, one, 2 lion, 3 lion. Gonna have to take a look along here quickly. what also can happen, or could be the reason for all this. Oh wait, no wonder I'm not getting any. Earpiece came out, Craig. You've been trying to get hold of me. What could be a reason for all this lion activity is that new lion voices in the area, and then likes of other lion coming to investigate. Steenbuck, it's not even looking at us. She's looking the other way. Ow. Hello, little girl. Suddenly realized she was being watched. Thank you, Penny. Penny's telling us about another coalition of 6 males west of Tsalala. Tsalala is one of the camps in Kruger, not too far from the Sabi Sand. And if that coalition of 6 decide to investigate further west, they'd get to the Sabi Sand. Probably hitting Coral first, or Mala. I wonder what lion these are now that have been walking west along the fire break. Maybe it was Tsalala, and this is how they came to be in camp and came to be where they are now. We should be going east Buffelshoek Dam and on beyond to Cheetah Cut Line, but I just couldn't help but follow these tracks a little bit just to see. These tracks have all left the road now. Road. That will help me a lot, seeing which tracks go where here on Mvubu Road. Buffalo, and there are some tracks going south. Now that could be, that is the male track that I found on Central Road. That's most likely the young Styx male. There's other lion that I saw coming this way. Now, let's go to the old kill site where the buffalo was, because we're now here at the Mvubu Road. The Styx were eating the buffalo yesterday. Although these tracks coming from that must be the Styx. Maybe they were chased off by other lions. vultures in the tree. Vultures on the ground. Vultures are on the kill, which means that they're not likely any cats here. Been cleaned up completely. Nice shot, look at that. Please don't go, vultures, please stay there. Quite a beautiful shot of those two. The rib cage. Look how clean that carcass is. What was wishful thinking that there would be lion here? This carcass has been pulled around a lot. And it was under the tree off to my right. I guess maybe hyena were here. Look at that. Clean as a whistle. And it's actually not as young as I thought. On the fire break at Gary Catline of Warm Gala hitting the road. Actually there's a Gala Ponzo everywhere. It looks like east and south down the Google Road. There was Warm Gala heading east on Central Road. I'm at the bumper from yesterday's loopy here, just my thoughts. Not as young a buffalo as I thought. It was an adult female. And we've got lion making their way here as well. Sorry vultures, you can come back now. You can have it. I don't want it. I'm not hungry anymore. Can't believe how clean those bones are. White-backed vultures, one or two hooded vultures. Murray's shouting, could be from one of the others. Squirrels are making a noise. I'm just going to stop here. It gives me a view down Gowrie Cutline as well as Biffles at Cutline. He's just crossed. Yeah. 50 meters. 50, 80 meters.
What is that thing coming?
Yeah, that big one big male. But there's someone else here. Because the squirrels are shouting, and so is the go-away bird. But whether it's the fire break or this road, that's another matter. I thought they were all together. At least some of them were together. Well, now, not really good news for the kahumas, wherever they may be with their youngsters, because these 5 males, of course, cause havoc. I just can't believe how much lion activity there's been in such a short period of time, in such a short area. Military helicopter flying at treetops at a rapid speed. Shouldn't be allowed to fly that low. Hey, from coming? Where was that other one you said was heading west? Okay, copy. Okay, I'm at Hyena Road. Okay, I got your visual. Can I join you? Love it when a plan comes together. I think he's cutting through to the cut line now. Oops. Yeah, that was a cut line. Just want to get there. Cut line. Sending us in circles. He's sort of making a beeline for what I'm assuming is his brother. We obviously can't hear it, but they may be in vocal contact with each other. Yes, they are. I just heard him now. Ooh. Okay, Stuart, photo, please. Thank you. Look at you. There's a buffalo in the road. He's watching a buffalo. Just crossed the road on Gary cut line. Nyari just crossed the road. Now. At the cut line. At Gary cut line. The other one that he's talking to is just west of that one.
Yeah, I am.
Sure. Fine. Good, it's like walking sideways. I better put the engine on. He's not going to like the car rolling without the engine. He looked at me earlier when I did that. See, as long as the engine's running, then he knows that he can ignore the sound a little bit. But just the crunching of tires for various animals without the sound of the engine is different, and they don't like it. On my hat. I'm marking his hat towards the way. There's another buffalo. No, a buffalo. It's a tree shaped like a buffalo. And I got confused. That's marking territory. His brother now, looking to see where that buffalo went. No sign of that buffalo. The buff crossed here. No sign of him. I think that's going to be the end of it for us. Stuart on Ephraim's vehicle is one of our avid viewers. He tells me he watches us every day from his office. He just said, "No, you know it's cold when I'm wearing shoes." So, that's the end of our road. For now. Wow. Wow, indeed. Tracks that tracks we've seen. Time will tell, and time is going to hopefully be kind to us. What? Sorry? Where Ephraim is? No, I don't know any of those roads. But are you looking for Ephraim? That from Gari Cutline, there's that little track. He's just turned down there, almost where you were coming out of Buffelshoek. When I said that lion was 50 meters up, the other male has just turned down there.
Okay. Thanks very much.
That could be what sour plum is. Elvis!
Mark,
How you doing, for?
good man.
Good.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, just Gary Cutline. I don't know what that umbrella is. Sour plum maybe. Morning. Very good, and you? Good. You seen it in Glove? Good. Talk to you later.
Sure.
Enjoy your morning. Okay. Any station seen in Glove this morning? Don't tell me that. Sweet, Jan. Okay, thanks, Abel. Gary Dam. Gary Dam. Can you Adam and Eve it? Very well. Hyena Road again. Abel, come in. What time did you see in Glove at Gary Dam? Okay, thanks. Oh boy. Fun morning. Gosh. Don't know what to do, where to go. So much. Joanne, is this the Majingilans that we saw? I don't think so, Joanne. They're saying this is a different coalition of 5 with 1 female. I don't know. At this stage in the game, I was just so excited to see lion. I didn't even start looking at features and things. But even then, if I had to see let's say just one of the Majingilans on its own, I think it'd be pretty hard for me to recognize him. And for the first time in my life, lion have got me stumped. In places where I've lived before, I managed to see lion often enough to get to know individuals that even if I saw one on its own away from the pride, I would be able to recognize it instantly in the way that we recognize leopards. But we see, oh, a pearl-spotted owl, I think it is. Just caught something. You see that in that little tree? It just took something off of a low bush and then landed in that terminalia. Off she goes, little pearl-spotted. Birds shouting at it now. Where did she go? She landed in the tree actually. No. Oops. This road gets so wet in the summer and muddy, and then it gets things like elephants and buffalo vehicles making holes in the mud. It can be a little uncomfortable. Of course there are lion tracks here. Why wouldn't there be lion tracks here? With lion tracks on practically every road this morning. Also a big male. And I think it's this group of males that they must have been all over the place last night. There's probably a lot of noise on that buffalo carcass from the sticks, and that attracted some attention. Maybe hyena noise. Maybe lion, also lion calling. Other lions coming to investigate why they were lion calling. What's that dark shape up ahead? Bunch of dark shapes up ahead. Buffalo roadblock. Oh, nice herd of buffalo. So where the lion now? There are tracks all over the place. Hello everybody. Hlambi and Yari on Hyena Road, close to Central Road. I guess the herd's lucky to escape the night. The amount of lion activity. Quite likely that the buffalo that buffalo cow that was killed further down the fire break was from this herd. It's probably the herd we saw at the dam yesterday. She's saying, perhaps if I stand dead still, I don't chew or anything, I'll think I'm a tree stump. Idle forward. Wow, now that is one of the biggest buffalo I've seen in a long time. There's a bull up ahead. This one just... Look at that, he's looking at us now. This one here. Look at the size of his left him. He's bigger. The one on the right's got a bigger boss to his horns, but this one, the spread of his horns, got to be easily 3.5 feet more, well over a meter. That is a big buffalo. He's not that old either. You look at this, one of the bigger, older bulls with a much heavier boss on his head. like this one on the right, who's been scratching. Half the width of the horns, and there you can see the two together. But the one on the right is older. He's got a much heavier boss, much bigger boss. When this buffalo on the left gets a little bit older, he's going to be a monster. At the moment just the difference in the size of the face of these two buffalo. Yet the one on the left has got a horn spread that's almost abnormal. And a nice little scratching spot. Question from D and J. What is the range that the lion will travel regularly? Oh, here we go. Once again. Depends. um, gosh. The thing is, you see, lions are territorial, so they will always be within their territory, but whether they move the distance of or whether they cover a large portion of their territory or not depends on a number of things. But to begin with, lion's territory size depends on so many different factors, and one of the main factors is the size, or rather the habitat type, because the habitat type dictates the prevalence or the density of prey species. And it's not only the density of prey species, but it's also the density of lion within an area that will dictate how large an area lion will establish a territory in. I would say that in a place like this, lion's territory would be roughly, I'd say maybe even up to 10,000 hectares. Up to 5 to 10,000 hectares, I would say. in this part of the world, and you take an area that is a lot more arid and a lot drier, semi-desert region, like say the Central Kalahari, you'll find lions' territory there will be maybe 5 times that, because the animals are so much more spread out, water isn't so. Oops. So we were just changing batteries there, and we are also going to start wandering off, get closer to the dam, wander through this herd. A lion will cover 10 kilometers during the night quite easily. Hello. Hello. Don't like cameras pointing at them. Mind the lions around. There are lions around. Excuse me, children. Hello, buffalo. Hello. Herd of buff. Bunch of starlings and oxpeckers and drongos. Other birds in their presence. Wow, it's a huge herd actually. And they all seem to be moving onto Western Gari. Excuse me, old man. Oh, he's getting angry. Getting impatient with the younger bulls. As long as he doesn't get impatient with me, that's fine. Hello, little girl. Scratch your chin. There is a lot of cat food here. I would not say that too loud. The boys. Goodbye, boys. Oh, nice big Tsalala bull. Crossing the road, there was a young kudu bull that crossed the road further back as well. Tsalala bull's gone. Sure, what a lot of buffalo. Here's the kudu up ahead. A young kudu bull with a group of the rest of his family. It looks like there might be 2 young bulls here. Leaving Nyari on Hyena Road, just north of Central. Yaga. Thanks, Elvis, I'll be there shortly. So, Mrs. and Mrs. and young Mr. Master Kudu. I want to show you something else quickly. I want to get back to quarantine before the end of drive because the elephant I was calling this morning, if you remember, I was calling an elephant. Or maybe I didn't do it out loud. Maybe I did it in infrasound. But he's there looking for me. Elvis just radioed me and said that one of the elephants is looking for me on quarantine because he thought I was there. Those, everybody, are processionary caterpillars. Caterpillars that like to stick together. Hairy caterpillars. Quite fun to see them on the road sometimes because they follow each other nose to tail, and sometimes you see a long line of caterpillars. Okay. Kind of morning you don't want to end. Sorry, Craig, I interrupted you. Gee, look, they're Franklins. We actually saw more lion than Franklins this morning. Off you go. Excuse me, Francolinus. Grasses are too thick on the side. Two down, three to go. Three down, two to go. Four down, one to go. And off you go, little one. Bye-bye. The lion was sleeping here. Marjorie via Connie. How long does it take for a buffalo to grow his horns out? Not too sure how you mean. You mean the spread like that? I think it's 6 to 8 years before it starts. Not too sure what meant by that question. Or when the horns start growing out of the skull, just the horn buds, which is in a couple of months. Then the base of the horns are there already at birth, but it's only a month or two later that you start seeing the horn buds popping through the top of the head. At this stage, whatever elephant was here at Gowrie Dam earlier is far away. I'll just try and get to that one on quarantine maybe. Cloud cover. That is unusual. It's such a lovely morning, starting to get a bit of cloud cover. Rula, where are you? So where we left the lion, you can see 3 of them left there now, or 3 of them there now, lying down. Those lions. Sambi and Glovi. Thank you, Susie. Snow cloud. Of course, no likelihood of snow falling in this part of the world. Where are you, my elephant friend? Strange. Days that are supposed to be clear and blue skies, unusual cloud cover. Elbows coming. You still with it low? Yeah, I got him visual, thanks. My elephant, here we go. Wandering down. Near where the lionesses are. Here I go. Yeah, just south of the St. Lord. Where are you now? Come here to Philemon's Dip. Let's see if we can get in here. Just see, oh, find the hole in there. Timing pretty good, because even a minute later we wouldn't have been able to see him as he's moving off into the bush. Hello, you magnificent. Gosh, he's such a tall Ellie, this. Lighting's a little wrong. But can't be too fussy. Gonna break some of those round leaf teak branches to chew the bark off of them. He's on a mission. I'd say he's in contact with other elephants and he's heading towards them perhaps. I don't know. He seems to have a destination in mind. He's going to walk straight into these lions in a minute. They won't do anything. If anything, he'll charge them. So we're going to stay with him until he does. He might miss them. He is moving at a slight angle to them. I'm going to get through there. There's a tree stump. I remember being in here with Mission in Dune on a kill, in fact a couple of times, but one time in particular with Seb, when one of them was with the kill in one marula tree and the other one was in the other tree, and they were snarling at each other across the trees. Boy, this old man doesn't want to stop for a second. I wonder if you can smell the lion. The wind's coming from that direction. Ah, he stops. Okay. Do that again, do that again. I missed it. I missed it. That was just a sort of a turnaround to say stop following me. Which we're going to have to do anyway. Missed the line by about 50 meters. I'm going to have to say goodbye to him. He's gone through some pretty thick stuff. So try and find our way out. We might find the lion on our way out. And we squeeze through here, maybe. There's the lion. We've got a visual. So he just missed the lion. Yeah, it's just through the gap. Have you got a visual through that gap? Just about. Okay, we'll keep it zoomed. I'll try and move. Sorry, it's bouncing like that. Forward, back, maybe forward. Not easy, not easy without the... Anyway. Couple. Let me just find my way out of here now. Should be fairly easy where these tracks are coming into the line if I could just get through the bushes. Maybe say goodbye to the lion and then I'll say goodbye to you. We are running off over time just a little bit, but we might as well milk it for all we can. All together now. Wonderful. Morning.
All youngsters, eh?
No, there's one old lady.
Sub-adults.
4 of them are sub-adults.
And their mother.
Yeah. Well, the grandmother.
Oh, the grandmother.
Yeah. Evidently, she's a grandmother. Can you hear the elephant?
Yeah. It's not far from here.
No, he's there. I can see his tail swinging.
Okay.
He's the one that you've just left.
Oh, on the road there.
Yeah. They just listened. They just heard him now. I can see his tail swinging through the bush. So it's got quite chilly, and they've all come out of the shade into the sun. I was waiting for that this morning.
What is the forecast for the next few days?
Pardon?
What is the forecast for the next few days?
Weather? Don't know. This cloud's unusual. It should be clear.
There wasn't a cloud in the sky from Harrisburg to the Free State. Not a cloud. And the upper level winds, that's why there's some cloud coming now, was probably about 50 to 60 kilometers an hour at 10,000 feet.
Wow, that's pretty. What was that, a tailwind?
Tailwind, yeah. Took me an hour and 10 minutes from Harrisburg. Doing 220 knots most of the time.
Really? What you flying?
A Bonanza.
A little Bonanza. That's fast for a Bonanza.
Well, with a tailwind, yes. But I mean, a Bonanza is quite a fast plane.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, it clocks out at about 180 knots. That's a normal 75% power.
I spent quite a bit of time in a little V-tail Bonanza once.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
This is a 36, the A36 is 310 horsepower. And it's turbocharged, so it works quite nicely at altitude.
I'm going to leave the cats so that I can say goodbye to everybody. And we can only hope that tomorrow they will be around for us. Enjoy your day.
You too, eh?
Bye, Elvis. A good morning has come to an end. Sorry, just looking at the sky and the cloud and just the bush in general. In the week that I've been back, there's an incredible change. There's so many dead trees, or rather bare trees. So many trees have lost their leaves in this last week, and it's going to be happening quicker as we go into July. My name is Mark. Becky's been on camera, and Craig is in final control. From all of us here at Wilder Safari, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for questions, and I hope to see you tomorrow morning. It's been a fun morning. Bye, everybody.